Today, we will be exploring the remarkable journey and evolution of our beloved shonen protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy. In this video, we'll highlight the iconic moments that transformed Luffy from a feeble young pirate into a fleet-commanding general capable of battling Yonkos and defying world governments. Stay tuned until the end to uncover the new abilities of his breathtaking Gear 5 transformation, the power to turn imagination into reality. The story of this young pirate began when he was found at sea by a small kid named Kobe. After breaking out of the barrel, Luffy decides to confront the captain Alvida about her harsh treatment towards her crew. After defeating her, he sets his sights on forming a pirate crew and began scouting potential members. Fortunately for him, there was an infamous pirate hunter named Zoro who was in need of rescue. After Luffy saved him from the Marines, he proved his loyalty by fighting the leader Axe-Hand Morgan, and together they were able to defeat him easily. He then continued his journey until he stumbled upon Nami, the highly skilled navigator of the ship who at first betrayed him and handed him to Buggy. After her conscience couldn't handle it, she tried saving Luffy and ended up joining his crew. After defeating Buggy, the next member of their list was none other than Usopp, the technically gifted sniper with a knack for craftsmanship. In order to secure his trust, they defeated Captain Kuro amidst a heated battle. It wasn't long until Luffy met his next opponent, Don Krieg, the man who threatened to sink Sanji's ship, the Baratie. Things took an unexpected turn when Luffy sunk into the sea after defeating Don Krieg. Since Devil Fruit users can't swim, he had to be saved by Sanji, who also proved his loyalty and joined the crew. With Sanji on board, they didn't have to worry about food or cooking anymore, since they had a world-class chef at their disposal. Next up on Luffy's hit list was the self-proclaimed Fishman King Arlong, who also threw Luffy into the water and almost killed him for the second time. Once again, Sanji and the rest of the crew came to his aid, and he resurfaced with a vengeance to end Arlong once and for all. In his quest to find Goldie Roger's execution platform, Luffy ran into Smoker and Buggy. The former tried to capture him whilst the latter attempted to kill him. For the third time, he almost succeeded had it not been for divine intervention. Later on, his father, Monkey D. Dragon, showed up and saved him from Smoker's grip. He met Chopper, the brilliant doctor, after saving Nami by climbing up a snowy mountain filled with blizzards and monsters. He had a run-in with King Wapol afterwards and silenced his impertinent speech. Luffy went on to meet the Giants, battle Baroque Works, and save Princess Vivi and Alabasta. During his first confrontation with Crocodile, he lost and almost died for the fourth time, was it? I'm starting to lose count, but was saved by Robin and avenged himself later on. In addition to defeating Crocodile and saving Alabasta, he had a strong character who could read poneglyphs join his crew. Robin's arrival marked the first step to achieving his lifelong dream, becoming a pirate king. Meanwhile, in Alabasta, Luffy reunited with his brother Ace, who saved them from a bunch of reckless pirates looking for trouble. Afterwards, they ran into Blackbeard whilst searching for the Sky Island, and were ridiculed by Bellamy. After Luffy and Zoro brushed it off, Luffy came back later on and shut down Bellamy's effort with a single punch. They immediately sailed away looking for a passage to the Sky Island and found a knock-up stream that took them all the way up to the clouds and beyond. They made new friends and encountered vicious enemies, one of whom was a sky deity named Enel. Luckily for Luffy, he was made out of rubber and wasn't affected by Enel's lightning. Just when the Straw Hats thought they were safe, Foxy the Silver Fox came out of nowhere, slowing down their momentum. Knowing Afro Luffy, he overcomes his obstacle and heads to the next one. They had to fix their ship and went to Water 7 looking for a shipwreck. That is where they met Frankie, and where Robin was captured by the CP9. Enies Lobby is where things start getting interesting. Luffy awakens his second and third gear whilst battling Blueno and Rob Lucci. He saved Robin from their evil clutches and barely escaped the disastrous Buster Call. After Enies Lobby, they encounter a warlord of the sea, Gecko Moria, who subdued them and unleashed a monstrous giant. However, using their power of friendship and teamwork, they managed to defeat the warlord and recruit another member, Brook, a talented musician with the discipline and technique of a samurai. In their search of the Grand Line, they came across Sabati. This marked the official beginning of Luffy's journey by cementing him as one of the worst generation. That and him punching a celestial dragon to another dimension. In the end, they were no match against Admiral Kizaru or Kuma, who forced them to escape to different locations. Assuming everyone was dead, Luffy was shocked and in grief. He ended up in Amazon Lily, where he met the beautiful Queen Boa Hancock. Before he could fathom what was happening around him, he got word that his brother Ace lost against Blackbeard and was about to be executed. Without a moment of hesitation, he convinced Boa to help him infiltrate Impel Down, the prison his brother was locked away in. Once he got there, he realized he was too late, and in the midst of the commotion decided to cause an uprising. He fought Magellan, the prison warden who poisoned Luffy and almost killed him. Really, Luffy? Again? Is this the 5th time Luffy almost died? Afterward, he freed Crocodile, Jinbei, and several others after fighting Magellan and beating him temporarily. Soon after, they made their way to Marineford in order to thwart the execution of Ace. As they descended the skies and crashed into the battle zone, they found themselves in between two gigantic establishments: the Whitebeard pirates and the bulk of the Marine Army, in addition to the warlords. Luffy fought tooth and nail against everyone, including the admirals, and after a protracted fight, he managed to save Ace just in time. Alas, the reunion was short-lived, as Akainu burnt a hole inside Ace's chest, and in the end, Shanks had to intervene to save Luffy. Luffy was now stuck in a bad place mentally. His crew was gone, his brother was dead, and he felt completely worthless. That was when Dark King Rayleigh came to save the day. He assured him how everything was going to be okay and taught him the fundamentals of Haki and everything he knew. Armed with unwavering confidence, Luffy headed back to Sabaody stronger than ever. It was there that the Straw Hats made their epic reunion and joined forces to continue their journey. They made their way to Fishman Island and destroyed Hody Jones' empire, then went to Punk Hazard and made a fool out of Caesar. That was where they met Trafalgar D. Law and formed a mini-alliance. Together, they set to Dressrosa whilst holding Caesar captive. They planned to put an end to Don Flamingo's cruel reign of power. Little did they know, an admiral would be there to stop them in their tracks. However, this was when Luffy awakened his 4th gear, bound man, and crushed Don Flamingo's dictatorship. Soon after, they made their way to Zou, an island on top of Zunisha, a legendary elephant. They met up with the Minx tribe Momo and the samurai. After hearing how Jack invaded Zou a little while ago, they decided to exact vengeance. However, since Sanji was taken away due to a political marriage between Big Mom and Germa 66, they ended up going to Whole Cake Island. When he met up with Sanji to try and convince him to come back, Luffy was met with hostility from one of his former crew members. Despite the brutal beatdown, he did not give up on his friend and teamed up with Capone Beige to crash Big Mom's wedding. Soon after, Luffy was locked inside a mirror world fighting Katakuri, the strongest son of Big Mom. During the battle, Luffy was placed in a world of pain and agony. Nevertheless, he unlocked another form, Gear 4 Snake Man, as well as Observation Haki, which allowed him to defeat Katakuri and escape Big Mom's tyranny with the help of Jinbei. They finally made it to Wano, where they gathered up their samurai forces and invaded Onigashima. At the top of the roof, Luffy and Kaido were going at it like there was no tomorrow, Luffy having died not once, but twice during the fight. In what seemed like a scene straight from the scripture, Luffy awakened as the New Age Joy Boy with incredible powers capable of bending the laws of nature. His Devil Fruit expanded to the environment around him, allowing him to turn the ground into rubber and freely move around at light speed. He starts playing around with Kaido as if he was a toy, giving him the classic Hulk treatment. He even managed to reflect Kaido's blast breath right back at him, a power truly worthy of the future King of the Pirates.